Fiends, y'all. Step Fiends crew. Ridiculous. Step Fiends is ridiculous. Shout out to Serge. Brother is dope too on the house team. Always shout out to Omar Olufser. Amazing brother. Great dancer, versatile dancer. Shout out to everybody here. Come on, Anna. It's gonna take a minute because of Wi-Fi, but we already got a good. I think we already got a good interview right there. If y'all event January 6 and 7, right?
January, no.
I'm being funny, y'all. Remember the last live? We put January 3rd, right? Not February. I'm being funny.
June 6th.
June 6 and 7, yeah.
June 6 and 7. San Antonio, Texas. 2-day event, workshops. Anna will be given the posing, punking, whacking. Brian will be giving street jazz. I'll be giving.
I will be teaching. I'm not giving anything. I don't give. I teach. The kids don't. I teach. Thank you very much.
I'll be sharing
I don't give.
performance the club way, not the ball voguing for tens way, the club way, how we danced in the club in New York with the styles. It's a little bit more free. Then we have, what else? We got panel discussions. We have a video viewing of the Resurgence, the first whacking battle that was put on in New York. The first whacking contest that was put on in New York. We'll be showing that video footage. I'm excited to see it because I don't remember anything.
There we go. There goes Anna. Oh my goodness.
Then we have the battles. We got the battles going on. 5 categories. $1,000.
Hey. No, so we were talking about the event June 6th and 7th. My fault. San Antonio. A lot of you guys, when you come, you should definitely just contact us. If you're in San Antonio, contact me. If you're coming through Houston, and you get group privates or individual privates with Anna, and we'll schedule them. Anna will be in Houston at least 3 days to a week. It depends on how many privates y'all schedule out or workshops you schedule out from Houston. So that'll be after June 7th or June 8th, 9th. Depends how much y'all schedule up. DM me, and we'll schedule those.
Yeah, don't forget
I'll be
for what your needs are. Whatever you need, you want to learn from me, you tell me, and I'll show you. I'm not going to teach everybody the same thing unless I'm doing a class, you know. Privates are, I want to be catering you, the person, so they can get to it quicker and involve it right away, you know.
So any questions in the live here? Everybody have questions? Please ask questions now. As you see, Anna can give you details like no other. And I love it. I love it.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Which one?
Can I ask
the question? Go for it. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, if you have opportunity to learn foot movements that have to do with the dance instead of filling it with just walking around or house or Vogue, and you really want to learn, there's a lot of simple ways to start that you can make more intricate on your own, or I can show advanced. But there's a lot of steps that you guys are missing out on that are very fun to do that will get you around, and you can manipulate it the way you want and how you're hearing the music and how you're feeling. But you got to understand there are steps.
What,
It's
what,
not just arm moves.
what was the question?
So the question is, why do you fill the blanks when you can learn the real deal?
Oh, hey, I'm out of that question because that's what I'm taking privates. Can we, ladies and gentlemen, answer in the comments. So, I get
Don't be
it.
scared of who you are. I want
Yeah.
to see who you are. That's all that they asked from me. They wanted to see Anna.
Yes.
Like Andrew said, I'm faking the hair. I don't have hair. I make you feel like I have all this hair. I said, you do. I feel like you got all this hair. He goes, but you already have it, so you don't have to do all that unless you want to.
Mm.
See, he catered it to me right away. I thought I had to be exactly like them. They don't want you to mimic them. They just want you to learn what it is and then put you in it. So it's coming from a real place, you know. That's why they did it. They were showing you who they were as gay men.
Now, I got a big question so they can understand, because I spoke to you quite often about this, and you mentioned it in the last live. So we have Dallas, Victor, Tyrone, even Penguin, since Penguin was the one that introduced Tony Basil that told you about where Tinker and them were. And a lot of people who don't know that, who are just joining, shout outs to Penguin, rest in peace, for even knowing about all this and introducing it, right?
You're a hell of a
But
dancer. That's what
yo,
you just like dance, not just rock.
Penguin is one of my inspirations. He reminds me of my
Oh, he's
mother.
hot.
He can dance, yes.
He could dance.
Penguin,
He went out dancing.
yes,
Yeah.
you could tell he could dance. Yeah, he reminds me.
Oh, yeah.
Him and my mother were the same size, and my mother can dance her butt off. So rest in peace to both. So now, could Penguin punk, pose, whack, or was it just socially, just like the rest of them? Was it more socially, like you were explaining before, or the dance style?
It was more social.
Okay, and then please explain that to the other people about, explain them about the difference between social and doing the dance style.
Social like this. Social is, it's like there's named steps that you learn steps from. Just the club dance, right? There's the breakdown, the loose booty, the bump. They're not dance styles, they're just a dance step, a move, right? So you learn all these moves.
Hold on, wait, hold
You're
on a
watching.
second. Stop, turn that off. Something's in the back. Whatever that
Oh,
is.
okay.
Turn that off. I think it sounds like a fan. Turn that off. Go ahead, Anna. I'm sorry.
Okay, so when I grew up with my mom and dad, salsa and cha-cha and all that.
Mm-hmm.
My mom used to tell me to slow down because I used to want to do everything real fast. She said, mira, mija. You know, she explained, go slower and feel what you're doing. Don't just run through it. So I knew how to salsa and cha-cha when I was 5. So I started watching TV because my brother used to do American Bandstand, Real Don Steele show. These are all shows before Soul Train, you know. He was 10 years older than me. So when I was 7, he was 17 on these shows. And he'd win and come home with money and candy and all this stuff, you know. And I found it very fascinating because I could learn moves by watching the TV. But does that mean I'm an American bandstand dancer? No. It just means I'm watching moves and learning moves. So you go to a club, somebody likes what you're doing, and you see them look at you and you see them try to do it, but they can't do it. Then the following week you come again because everybody pretty much is the same crowd. You get a few outsiders, you know, but you start to get to know people that are regulars because there's contests too. So you kind of go, oh, I want to learn that stuff. And you get next to them and you're trying to mimic the step and stuff, right? So you're mimicking the step. You pick it up close enough to where you can kind of throw it in with what you're doing. That's social. They just learned some moves. They're not learning the dance. And they're not even knowing the technique or the behind the moves. They like what they see. So it's almost like when you're in a club, they go, God, I really love that, right? And then you leave. But now it's studio. So the teacher's on the back saying, I do. The teacher's taking it seriously. But in reality, you're not teaching them this. You're taking the compliment like it was in a club. You see? And then I'm upset because the teachers have opportunity to advance. To me, you have to be ahead of your student. It's like the club scene. When they stole the step, you had to come back with something else.
Hello.
You didn't just leave it like that. Now all of a sudden everybody's doing the same thing. You had to advance it. So
Hello.
why aren't the teachers learning more? So what happens is the student becomes better than the teacher. You know why? Because each teacher favors their own little clique.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to do each other's things.
Yes.
That student is learning your clique, your clique. Now I have moves, you that move, and you're teaching. I'm teaching
Yes.
too now.
Yes.
Now we gotta.
Yeah. No, and
And
you're
that's
right.
sad because
And a real teacher is not only teaching what they like; they teach the whole culture. They don't teach one thing. Yes, a real teacher is supposed to
I
know more.
watch on YouTube and stuff, and that's the killer too. You got the media, and people love attention. They want to feel like they're doing the right thing. They want to feel good about themselves. I understand all that. But it's dangerous because I see teachers saying, I'm teaching whacking, here's my whacking class, and they show a clip. And I go, God dang, how is his shoulder not killing him right now? He's throwing his shoulder out so far. And the hand, when you whack, this hand is what the gesture is from how they talked. They didn't talk with their hands like, yo, bro. You know, they didn't do that. They talked like,
Right.
that's how the dance is. But you don't see that. You'll see people go, and then they go, you know.
I give up. I gave up. I'm done.
But then I look and I go, and they didn't move. They go like this.
I'm done. I'm done. It's disgusting. I'm done. Oh, that was a good shady moment. I like the way it cut, like the last interview, it cuts at a certain space. That was it. That was his space. That was his space.
The frantic whack.
No, Wi-Fi didn't freeze her movements, Aris. Wi-Fi said, y'all need to take that message. The Wi-Fi said, here's the message. Woo! Wait for Anna to come back on. Some of y'all that are asking me to put you as a request in the live. No, I'm not putting y'all in the request in the live. It's not about that. It's about y'all learning. If you have questions, put it in the comments and we'll ask the questions for y'all. I'm not putting anybody in the live. Like, this live is specifically for the one who researched it. It's for the event that's coming June 6th and 7th. That's by Oz. I'm helping with that event, and then Anna's the special guest. Just to keep that clear, we're not doing a breakfast club for any of that. This is specific for y'all learning, and it's
Held at
specific for
On
y'all.
Beat Dance Academy, In Beat Dance Academy in San Antonio.
I thought you was making a joke for a minute. All right. In beat, yes. In San Antonio.
In San Antonio, Texas. If there is time, we will be going to the Alamo. It's only 30 minutes away. There's a lot of history in San Antonio, a lot of history, American history, Native American history, American Indian history, Texas history,
Yeah,
Spanish history, French history.
yes.
So, and
Popular.
I'm an enrolled member of the Lee Apache Tribe of Texas, and my chairman, which y'all would call a chief, he lives in San Antonio, and a lot of our tribal members live in San Antonio. San Antonio itself was known to the Lipan Apaches as many houses, that area, and that was a lot where when the Comanches came and started doing what they did, a lot of people pushed down towards that area and lived in San Antonio around that area. So there's a lot that happened in that area, from scrimmages with all sides of the Spanish, of different warring tribes. So there's so much history in San Antonio, which is amazing to be able to hold the event there. And then it's just a beautiful place. San Antonio is just a beautiful place. You got the River Walk.
Well, okay. I think you
downtown.
got. I see your questions, Jabui and Deco. I see it. I'll wait till Anna come back on. Go ahead. She's not. She's requesting the live somewhere else. Hold on one second, everybody. I'm sorry. Continue. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, the Riverwalk downtown is very, very beautiful sight. Um, yeah, there's just so much stuff. So be ready, be ready, be ready. Like I said, what we got workshops, we have the panel discussion, we have the video viewing of the first whacking competition 2006 in New York City from house dance coverage thrown by the iconic,
Yeah, I'm not a high.
legendary
Never been in a Bogan house a
Brian
day in my life.
Footwork Green.
I've never been
Brian
in a
Footwork
Bogan house. It's
Green.
never iconic.
Then we have the battles going on. We have 5 categories. Then we have the main category, which is the $1,000 prize. Oh, here's the kickback because it didn't save them the last time. So with the prize, the final competition, the final 8 people, I think it'll be. That final 8 goes from a 1v1 to a 2v2. The winners of the exchange of the 2v2 will be the winners of the competition. Now, which means you would split 500 each, or you can decide to battle your partner for the full $1,000. So will you split it with your partner?
Well, wait. You know what? Jay Bowie, we'll get to some of these questions, even though Anna's not here yet. We can answer them from the last live. As far as to our shock, because someone had, again, rest in peace, we don't want to out too many people. Rest in peace to someone that said to us that there was Jazz and Ballet Foundation in this. Come to find out, Anna, who knew Tinker, she said this on the last live that didn't get recorded, that he had no jazz and ballet training. And we know this because if we watch the Dana Ross clip, I added in that last live, when he grabbed his leg and did the Batma or hitch kick, his foot was sickled, right? Okay, Anna's calling me on another phone. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, Anna. Yeah, if you go to the live, it's not doing it. If you press live at the top, it's not doing it. Just so you guys know, I have Anna on the phone here. She was just in, but I have her here. It's not doing it when you go to the live at the top?
I tried, it wouldn't go, and it wouldn't take my request. It kept saying, request not sent.
It kept saying request.
Yeah, it wouldn't send my request. I tried to shut it off and start over, and then it came to this.
Okay. And then Oz just left by mistake, I guess. I can just start, I can try to start the live over because I think I'm recording, a screen recording and everything, so everything's saved. So I can start it over and see if that works. So if I go up here, I'm gonna go up here, and if you try to get it doesn't work, just write a comment that it didn't work, and then I'll start it over. Okay? Write a comment and tell me it didn't work. All right, thank you. All right, y'all. So, okay, so you're calling me again. It didn't work.
It said join. So I hit join, and it went to this.
Okay, no. Go back to my profile and press the live. So it should do different. We're gonna cut this off first. Okay. Whew. Great interview. Great interview. Because,
Yes.
you know, the
Yes,
reason why
yes,
this
yes.
interview was great, y'all have a choice now to start from the beginning. A lot of y'all who probably don't like, I'm going to just say this openly, probably don't like Brian Green and Brian could care less. You have to realize the House Dance Conference set off a lot of events that y'all go to right now. And the reason why the House Dance Conference was very different is because the skill level was high. Very. And so a lot of people don't want to talk about that event because it was better than all these events because why? It did have contests, but it also had circles heavily. So you had
Yes.
so you had to really do
Yes.
you you had to really
Yo,
do the dance style.
and
Really.
you got to understand that was at a time too, especially with from my generation. That was at a time where there was a lot of people.
Here we go.
You.
Anna. I love Anna. Anna's great.
And you're not all going to look the same. There's so many moves that you can learn and add to those moves that you'll look more different than you do now. Everybody looks a lot alike right now, except for some of the beautiful moves they're adding on their own, you know. But
Hmm.
the steps themselves that they're saying they're doing, they all look almost the same. You can look way different, you know, if you just don't be scared.
Oh, so wait, we have questions. The question, I answered the question, but you can add on it again because Jay Bowie asked about jazz foundations in the dance, and I told him that you said there were none. They were, Tinker was just flexible. You can add to that, please, if you want.
No, no. Everything I do when I'm punking, posing, and whacking is from that dance. And if I add an outside source like a wave or a pop or something, I have to make it part of what that dance is. I don't separate it.
There you go. But none of these people had jazz ballet training, meaning Tinker
No,
and all that. There you go. That's what. So
no.
you got your answer. The next one, the Cole 92 asks, what are some of your favorite dances that inspired you? I'm sure that's a long list.
Everybody from the 40s and 50s to the people in front of me right now.
Not me.
Yeah. You kidding me?
I'm waiting for you
You
to get in my
use your
house
upper
dance
body
class.
more than anybody else. Ryan, I looked at your house dance a long time ago. It was too advanced for me. I
No,
couldn't get
wait,
to
stop.
begin.
Don't say that. Don't join the people that say my class too difficult. Don't join that.
No, it wasn't that it was difficult.
Don't
It was
join.
at the moment when I got to see you.
Mm.
I said, I got to find him when he does a basic class first. I saw you when you were teaching an advanced class. It was very advanced, but I got to see where you can go with it. And I loved that you moved your upper body and did things with the top differently. That's what caught my attention because you can separate and mold at the same time. And a lot of people are just doing foot moves, you know. And I thought, well, I can fake that. I was in a club in, where was it? France, I think it was. It was a house party, house dance. Okay? That's all they played was house music. So I did whacking moves with my feet. Everybody came up and said, we've never seen house like that. What house are you doing? I said, I'm not doing house. That's whacking and punking. They went, no way. I said, yeah, I just changed the rhythm to the music.
Anna, you just made me so happy. You know why? Because you just described what other house dances don't even see. She don't even do house.
Mm.
And she don't even do that dance. And she just described what most of y'all so-called house dancers don't even see. That's when you know she's a dancer. I'm glad it stopped right there. I'm stuck. I'm stuck in a beautiful way. She saw what in house dance I would actually say all y'all who do house dance are missing. Where's your body movement? And especially y'all who force the body movement. It looks crazy. Wow. That's what you can say is a real dancer. She sees things not even in her dance style that you're supposed to see. I didn't even know
Mm.
that. I didn't even know she saw that. I didn't even know she saw me dance house. How about
No.
that one? That was very dope for her right there. Wow. Let's wait for her to come back on. Wow. Wow.
Shop said the
All the
same
people.
thing when I had a conversation with him when we was talking.
Mhm.
Well, one of our mini talks. He said the same thing about your house. He's watched it before. He praised it.
Who? Oh, Shabadoo, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And shout out to Sugar Pop too, Sugar Pop. Shout out to Skeet. Those who want a nice little story, I'll never forget the circle was Sugar Pop, Skeet, Stretch was there too. And we were just going off. And this is the first time Skeet got in my face doing social whacking, social side of the whacking, because now we explain it the right way. And I
Right.
answered back with street jazz, and Skeet went crazy. He was like this little nigga. And he jumped up and went to flip off the wall, and his foot went through the wall.
Oh no.
But y'all have to understand, when we were talking about the house dance conference in the circles, for me being a young person, very inspired by Skeet, rest in peace. Skeet was a great dancer. To make him excited enough to actually get the energy of how he must have had when he was younger, to put that in him because I could dance back good enough to put that energy back in him. And Sugar Pop actually jumped on the table and broke the glass table. That's the thing that you want to happen. That's what Anna's talking about, how you push someone else. You want to be able to push your teachers. You want to be able
Yeah.
to do that. You want that. Hold on, now we have Anna's here. I think Anna's here. That's that dog. That dog is not playing. You remember the voice. So, Anna, I just said something very important because you said something about how you push people, right, and your teachers enough. So we were in a circle. It was me, Stretch, Peter Rabbit, rest in peace, and Sugar Pop, and it was hilarious because Speed had came at me with social whacking, right? And I
You
answered
learned
back.
from me.
Yeah, I can tell. Trust me, I can tell. But I came back right at him with the same energy with street jazz, and he was like, he went crazy, and he got so excited. He went to jump off the wall, and his foot went through the wall.
Oh my God.
And Sugar Bob got so excited, he jumped on this glass table and broke the table. And what I'm trying to tell the audience is the beauty in that story is you see you can be younger than your teachers or younger than your inspirations and push them to show you that excitement they had when they were really into the dance. And there's a beauty behind that exchange and that learning. When you can push people older than you to have that same energy, that means you're doing the right thing. And that's pretty much what you're saying. And that's why we learned this dance from her. So we can also push her if we learn it correctly. And then we get more out of her. That's the word culture and community. That's what it means.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and Skeeter, I had to convince him, let me show you a couple moves, Skeet. And
He's a
he's
great
going, oh,
dancer.
Anna, it's okay. I don't know, it's okay. I said, no, it isn't. And I said, I can show you masculine moves. You don't have to do a lot. Look at you. And he said, okay. And that's all it took. I showed him a few moves, and he was hooked because it flattered him. It flattered him, and he liked it. So he was in Japan. He would show them moves, but he said, it's from Anna. You got to get Anna out here because she convinced me to do these moves, and you guys are actually enjoying it. I was scared to do them at first, but he did it, because he knew it was flattering him, and he was doing it from him. He's straight. It's going to be straight,
He was a great dancer.
Oh, God, I miss him so much.
He was a great dancer.
He
Very
was
great dancer.
he was a beautiful person.
Yes, 100%. I was about to say that. Yes. Yes.
I used to talk to him for hours. I
Yeah.
miss him all.
And shout out, a lot of people to me misunderstand Sugar Pop. He's a great guy. I love Sugar Pop. He's a great
He's
guy.
called dry humor. He's very dry.
He's very dry humor, right?
Oh, here's what happened. We're in London. Was it London, Randy? I think we're in London, me and Randy, right? I just got done judging on locking contest, and Randy was coming down and sitting by me. He comes down, he goes, "Oh, you judges are all fucked up." My husband was going to annihilate him. I said, no, 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 no. And he was what? I said, it's just stupid, Bob. He's just messing with us. He's just joking around.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I did see him at a time, because him and his brother were very close. You know, Jason and him, they were almost like twins.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And when Jason passed away, it was very hard for him. I was so glad that he was able to come back, because it really took him to a twist in a place very dark. But he made it back, and he kept the light. And thank God, because he has a lot of talent to give, you know?
Yes. Yes, Sugar, when I was living in L.A., shout out to Sugar Pop. When I lived out there, he came checked on me a lot, Sugar Pop, when I was living in California. And I actually trained with him a bit, and Poppin' and Boo Boo. He's a great teacher, too. Very
Oh, yeah. Him and Bruno used to dance in contests together. They were incredible together. Yeah, that's how I met Bruno.
Footage.
Sugar Pop and Bruno would enter contests as bookends, they call it, you know, partners.
Wow.
And they were incredible together. They brought the best out of each other. They were so close that you could see it. It was almost like they were brothers.
You know, you guys, we're talking to Anna Sanchez, and Anna has a lot of history in that era because you know Bruno, Pop and Taco, rest in peace. She knows him. So understand, when y'all have questions, even though this is wacky focus, y'all can go into locking and to other things, because Honey has been around.
I love locking. That's my first love.
Yes,
but I've passed for.
She's been around.
Funkin' and whacking saved me in moments that so frustrated. I just go and do that dance in a club. And when I came out, I created things and I felt good. And it really helps therapy-wise. I do therapy dance with it. You know, if you're struggling and you're feeling a loss or something's missing, I help you figure it out, because I've helped people with that before. It's very important that dance will get you through.
That's right. Now, okay, there's a question. And this person asked a question in the last live. Can you talk about, I guess, he's saying the projects you did with Tony Basil. That's quite a bit, though.
The what?
The projects that you did with Tony Basil. Because it wouldn't just be her, it would be other people, too.
I mean, talk to Tony. Ask her. Don't ask me, because that was between us. You know? Just put it this way. Tony is always ahead of the game. She's always ahead of the game. She's so advanced. Some people would say, what is going on with her? And I go, you have no idea. Her brain's clicking away what she can do with you on stage. And they go, what? And I said, yeah. What did you think? Well, she's not smiling. She's so serious. I said, because she's thinking right now of what she can create with you right now.
Right.
And they would look at me. I assisted her for years. We're talking a long time. I was her assistant. And sometimes when she came up with something, I'd look at her and go, how did you figure that out? And then she would tell me. There was times that after a while we were so in tune with each other that we'd go to a club and she was looking for something new or fresh, right? And we'd end up on each side separately and come together and it'd be the same person we were looking at.
Well, hold on, Talene. Yes. You see who it is now? Yes, Anna from the movie Breakin'. He was like, I'm realizing who that is. So wait, okay, because we're talking, just to be specific, we're talking about Tony Basil as a visionary, for sure. She has because she does a lot of directing and stuff for Bette Midler and stuff like that.
She had a train running over her before anybody else did anything with videos. She's the first one to sing live and dance.
Yes.
She worked with David Winters. David Winters, to her, she is to me.
Yeah. If you guys don't know who David Winters is, look it up. That's
from West Side Story.
Yes, you should know your history. I didn't want to give them the answer. Go look it up. Go Google everything. So, okay.
Please tell me. I know of an audition, Anna. They don't want street dancers, but they didn't say they wouldn't look at you. And it's up to you. So it was up to me to sell myself.
Yeah, sell it. Yeah.
And I did. I got very
Now,
lucky with a lot of work.
how did you get into? You were in the lockers, right? Were you
Yeah.
in the lockers?
Well, I want to say something about that. I
Come on.
danced with the Lockers for not the group, but them as just dancers. Okay,
In the,
we
in
did
the
a lot of
club.
shows. Two people from the Lockers and groups made it the Lockers. I never considered myself a locker like that, but because you have two of them, they would say we're the Lockers, and we'd get work, and we'd do separate little jobs here and there. I worked with a lot of people. I mean, nowadays I don't understand. They restrict kids. Like you're in my group, you can't go dance with them. I danced with everybody because it was about dancing. It was
That's
about
same here.
performing.
That's it.
No, it's true. They did that with Asia
Yeah.
One. It really made me mad. Asia One went through that too, you know. So you have this group. Every time I did something, either Don and Slim together, or Don and Junior together, or Slim and Junior too. Now, towards the end, like 76, 77, it was down to me and Tony Gogo to join the group again, you know? And they ended up going with Go-Go, and I think they made a mistake because they're all doing the same stuff. They didn't have anything breaking it up. So it didn't last very long, about a year. But I don't consider myself one of the Lockers, but I say Pioneer Original because I learned everything from them.
So okay, another question. The guy answered this before. You were in the middle. You were in the middle before you got cut off. You were talking about me, but I guess finish the answer as far as who the dancers that inspired you. You mentioned me and Oz and people in the 40s, 50s. What about move on?
I got to tell you, all dancers inspire me in one way or another. I always find something interesting in what their choices are, or their approach or their music. Sometimes I go, well, that's really interesting that they did that. Now, how can I use that and move it around where it fits in with what I do?
Yes.
And you have to understand, I don't have anybody to challenge me. I hate to say that, but I don't. So the only way I can grow is if I challenge myself.
There's nothing wrong with saying that, Anna.
You know, but some people might take it wrong. I don't want to do it that way. I'm just saying the challenge for me is to challenge myself.
Yes.
So music challenges me. So you guys picked some songs that you wanted. I know the songs. I picked a song that I heard a couple times. And every time I pick a song, ask Randy. Randomly, all of a sudden they're very popular for the moment. The
Randy's
artist.
the husband, everybody.
I picked Lenny, the song Human, and look at what's going on with him right now. See? And I haven't danced to it yet. I just listened to it. A lot of times when I just listen to it, and if I'm going to use it, I want to go with the moment of what happens. I won't know. It's like I did a video. I mean, somebody shot a video. My husband shot one too, where I took my skirt off, right? I can't kick my leg up because of my injuries and my knees and stuff. I didn't know I was taking my skirt off. I didn't even know what inspired me to do it. I just know it happened because I saw the video of me doing it. If I didn't see the video of me doing it, I would have said, that's not me. Because I don't know what I'm doing in the moment. I don't know. I don't plan. I improvise the whole time. Improvise within the structure of what I'm teaching. So if I taught a lot of punking and emotion, I'm going to use more of that. If I taught a class with more arms, I'm going to use that. I want them to see where they can take what I just showed them, how far you can go. So I always start off like, sure, you can go like that, but then you can go like this too. You know, because you know how to do this now. But if you don't know this, how are you going to know? I'm telling you, every move, you can create 2 moves of your own.
Yes,
And make it part of who you are.
You're supposed
It's about being involved. It's about being involved and growing with it.
Yes.
Keeping it alive. Those guys aren't here except maybe Andrew. We don't know. He still could be here. But their spirit is here, and I will never let them be forgotten because of what they did. Just like Bruno taught me a lot of moves, he will never be forgotten. If I teach any popping things, I always show and tell who it is and what they showed me.
Yeah, that's
Because
lineage.
that's what it is.
Yes, lineage.
It's really important. We're
How
not here
often?
forever.
How often did you work with Bruno?
Me and Bruno hung out for years. We used to go because he didn't drive. I'd pick him up and take him everywhere. I introduced
Okay.
him to Tony. I introduced
Okay.
him to Tony and got them together. They dated for, well, she can say that story,
Right.
but
We'll keep
I
that
got
out.
them together because I thought they'd be good. But when I taught Bruno how to whack too, we
Yeah,
used
I
to
saw him.
go.
I saw
He
him
would
do it
show
with a
me
video.
moves.
Hmm.
He would show me moves, and then he would. How do you think he did the coat off his shoulders when he popped in breaking?
You told me
Mm,
that's you. Yeah, you told me
mm.
that was you. Yes. Yeah, because the move was so out of pocket. I remember I was like,
What
"Is
about
that a
this?
popping move? That's out of pocket."
Right.
What about that? What about that?
Oh,
Ah, you
yeah.
better work, Anna.
And it's not that I showed him to do it like that. He did it his way.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just did showed him what he could do.
yeah.
You
He
could do
did
something
the.
like this. I even did
Right.
one
Yeah.
shoulder where he could go like that, go down and come up and then do the other one. I had him do stuff with his coat over his head. We did multiple things, but that's one of them that he used. The same with licking of the fingers and spitting. He laughed so hard, you don't know how many takes we had to do because he was laughing every time he put his hand in his mouth. He just looked over at me and he started laughing because it wasn't normal, but he did it because it fit the scene. See, he
Mm,
trusted it and he
yeah.
used it, and people loved that scene, so it worked.
Yeah.
No, it was hot. It was hot.
Yeah.
Okay, another question. How did you get? I'm correct in the English. How did you get to be a part of Breaking the movie?
Mm.
It was all group, a Shabudu's group, because I danced with them, and Shrimp danced with them, and Bruno danced with them, and he'd always pull other dancers when he got work and they wanted, can you get 5 people on the stage? Or he'd pull people in that he knew that danced. But I was his partner for a while there, like 5 or 6 years, just me and him, like Fred
Mm,
Astaire and Ginger Rogers. They would see us dance and they go, can you get a group? And he'd go, yeah. So he'd pull Puppet Boozer,
mm.
maybe Heckle and Jekyll. There were
Yeah.
other dancers that he would pull in. So I forgot what the question was. Shoot.
No,
What was
how
the
did you
question
get to
again?
be a part of the movie? That's what the question was. How did you get
Oh,
to be a
okay.
part of the
We
movie?
were all there. And then the breaking and entering, that's kind of what that was for too. So they could see all the varieties of street dancers and see
Mm,
who they collectively could use for the movie, you
right.
know? And yeah,
Oh,
Because
and I'll
Breaking and
tell you
Entering was first.
this,
so that
they
was
didn't know
first.
they were going to
Breaking and
they didn't
entering
know
was
they were going
first.
to get the lead role. The Shrimp and Shabadoo were sitting there and the
Oh, buffering again. Yeah, and to my knowledge, Breaking and Entering was the documentary first. Yeah, but she can
Okay,
clarify
that makes
more.
sense.
Yeah,
That makes
they,
sense.
they was getting down in that. Some of them. To be fair about
There's one
that.
song that I got a few songs like that that I'll be like, man, I wonder how she would break this down. I have one that I'm gonna send to her.
We'll wait. Oh, you know what's funny? She'll be back in a minute, y'all. She just her Wi-Fi went down. What she said, I definitely agree with. Like, I remember I took a student in China to a club, and there was just this older guy just working it out. Not any specific dance, and I was like, "You see that? I love that. That's dancing." And he was like, "You like that?" I said, "Yeah. You can be inspired by anybody that's on beat. Even people off beat, they can have a certain move that I might like. You know, as long as they don't try to join a contest or get in a circle." You could take movement from a bird, from different animals and insects. Like it's not, it, it's endless what you could take inspiration from uh, to inspire, influence, uplift, empower your dancing that you do. So this is a great interview. This is actually better than the one before.
Yeah,
Even though, yeah, but I do like the one before though.
yeah, 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 yeah. That had some
It has
spice with
some.
it.
The one before had some ting moments, just ting. It had a couple of these moments. Hey, you. But this one does too. But it's underhand. It's
Right.
under.
Yeah.
It's in the cut. So January 6th, June 6th and 7th, y'all, San Antonio. Y'all better get up in
San
there
Antonio.
in this event, and y'all better
Right.
learn this dance style. And not learn it at the event. Keep learning it. You
Yeah.
have to spend years with this, y'all. Here we are. Anna's back. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
we'll be putting out soon registration and all that, so you can have early bird registration. You get a little bit of a discount too with that. That'll be out within the next week or so.
Hey,
Yay.
well, I was just telling them we're gonna do June 6th and 7th. Do not come to learn the dance style like you're gonna learn it in this one event. You have to study it for years with Anna, not just this one time. Come and meet
I'll
her.
help you learn how to take notes, and you can videotape a little bit so you can remember. And I'm always open for calls and questions. And if you forget something, you can always ask.
Yes.
And, you know,
Yeah.
I'm here for you.
Any questions for me? I have more questions for me, but anybody got any other questions? Please send in the
And I want to say thank you, everybody that's tuning in, because I want you to know everybody has something to offer the dance.
for sure.
Everybody.
Yep.
Just trust yourself and take a chance. You're going to surprise yourself. You know,
Yeah.
the person that goes behind the closed door that's upset, or the one rushing out of the door trying to put on her coat, that's all going to come into play for you because it's you. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
Now, what dance style did you start off with? Or did you, when you were young?
Salsa and mambo.
Yeah,
Yeah, my mom and dad.
because you could tear up some partnering. I've seen that before. You can tear it
My
up.
brother also, it's just like you, Brian. My brother,
Yes, my mother.
two-step, West Coast, swing, all that.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
my
used to
mother.
throw me around to practice steps
Yeah.
for the contest. He actually sang on American Bandstand. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow.
We're talking 60s, late
Are they alive?
60s.
Is your mother alive or
My mom and dad are both gone. They've been gone for a while now.
same? Yeah, same here. Same here.
But as soon as they could put me on their feet, I was doing the dance. And my dad would come home. If my mom was in a bad mood, he'd just grab her and they'd just start dancing together. So I got to see what it was like to partner, you know. And my mom always danced when she cleaned the house and all that. Always had music going.
Same, yeah. My mom, yeah, same. Yeah, she could not
And then
stop
my
it.
sister was more like jazz and clubs. My sister
Mm.
was the jazz and club dancer, you know.
Okay.
And when I saw her at the club, oh my God, I need your ID. She goes, why? I said, I want to come here again. The lockers are here. And she goes, you didn't know they kept. I wanted to slap her. I said, you knew they were here and you didn't tell me? She goes, I didn't know you wanted to do that dance. I said, I didn't know I wanted to do that dance until, later. So yeah, I used her ID. She was 21, I was
Wow.
15.
Wow. Y'all look that similar?
Yeah, my dad, I hate to say this, you guys, I know it's taboo, but my dad would drop me off at the club because he knew she was there to watch me. And he knew
Okay,
how much I
well.
wanted to learn to dance. And he knew I wanted to be in the contest. So she had to come out and walk me in, and they all knew her, so they didn't ask her for ID. I just used her ID.
No, look, it's not taboo. It's just because they know you loved it. Because my mom would drop me off the club at 12, 13. And the
Yeah, I
bouncers,
started with
the bouncers
I
would let
started
me
with
stay from teen night into adult night. They would let me stay in the club from teen night to
They
adult
walked me
night.
up to my car to make sure I was okay because they knew I wasn't really supposed to be there. But I
Right.
went and I entered the contest. Sometimes I didn't, and contest back then was all about dancing, showing off what your skills were, performing and giving a show, and having your own music for a minute to a minute and a half. And it wasn't about battling. And the contestants were in the audience screaming for you to, yeah! They weren't across from you giving you a glare saying, I can do what you do. you know. Mm.
Wait, question. Okay, club culture, Anna. It's Anna with one N. Anna, what do you think about the current state of club culture in this decade? And do you think that us dancers can revive the club culture back? I guess he meant U.S. or I guess he's saying us dancers. can we revive the club culture back? So what do you think about the current state of the club culture in this decade?
It's always nervous because, you know, I don't want to say too much because let me tell you, I wore a mask and I still do every so often. If I'm not feeling too good, I'll wear a mask because I don't know if I'm carrying something and I could give something. That's the whole thing. You don't know. So the club scene, I always say, why can't people put club scenes outside so you feel more aired and open, you know, and it doesn't feel so stuffed.
That's New York for sure.
Tight. Yeah.
That's New York.
Yeah.
We
So,
like partying
and
everywhere.
if you want to, I'm telling you, I wore a mask, I'd still go out dancing.
See, I mean,
I had to feel that feeling.
the question to me was vague, not that it was bad. It's just like, it's not about the decade, it's about the mentality of the people. Like,
You know, and it's interesting, hold on, it's interesting because they talk about the clubs, but yet, what are these contests about? Look at all the people around you. How come they don't have dancing so you're all getting to know each other and just partying, and then they go contest, they go, oh shit, I got to get ready. That's kind of how it was for us.
yeah.
They don't do that. They just all show up to make money and show off.
Yes.
They don't even want to associate so much. They want to think they're better than the other. It's not about who's better than who. It's about, do you like what I'm doing, and can I get some work and show more off and learn more? So you got these big events. They're bigger than the clubbing, but I don't see. I just see circles once in a while, and that's it. And I'm like, why? The circles are good. You want to feel that feeling in the circle. You want to know what that's like, because I pulled a lot of women in and said, you got to understand that feeling of what it is. But that's not what the dance is about. It's just letting you know that you're being accepted and they're enjoying what you're doing. So now you feel good about it. That's what the stage is for. That's what the contest is for.
I was just saying this in China, what you just to piggyback what you just said. Because they're not working as dancers, it's just about the contest. There's almost nowhere else for them to go. Because all you're doing is contest, you're not cultivating the dance style to do any work. No performances, no choreography, no nothing. I was just saying this when I was in China and also in Malaysia. Like, that's why you don't want to dance as hard, because it's like, well, Aris, I know what you meant by the question, but that's also in every generation. There are people who didn't work with the dance. We all know great dancers that didn't work with it, and that stagnated the dancing. You know, so it's everywhere. It's in every generation.
I got very lucky. I never take for granted anything I ever did because I got very lucky. I don't go around saying, well, I deserved it or I'm good. No, I got lucky. And I really worked for it. And I worked very hard for it. And when I learned something, I had to know everything about it. Because we have to educate people too, you know. I go to auditions, they'll say pop lock. To me, I don't know pop lock. Now, there's other countries that might. I know popping and I know locking, but I'll go to it. And then when I get there and the director or the assistant comes to me and says, who's the pop locker here? I put my hand up and they go, you? And I say, well, I can pop and I can lock. Which one do you want? I educate them. They don't know.
And they won't break down.
They don't know.
Right. They don't know. Right.
Yeah, they don't know. So here I am in front of the director. I'm going to do the scene. And I said, which style do you want? He said, you told me you do 2 different styles. And I said, yeah, one's popping, one's locking. I can combine them if you want, or I can separate them and you can see. Because I want to see each one. So I did the scene, I popped, and then I did the scene and I was locking. He goes, you know what? I can't pick. I'm going to have to figure it out in the editing room because I like them both. But he knows what they are now. So the next person that comes, he can appreciate the actual style. But when you got people that are freestyling, I've heard people say, oh, I hip-hop. What kind of hip-hop? You know, hip-hop. Hip-hop is a general word.
I'm gonna add, there's another question, but I want to add to something that was said earlier to the person that asked about the culture. Y'all, viral videos is nothing different than like a newscast, live at 11 or live at 7. Don't pay attention to everything. Because if someone makes a viral video that the club culture has died, don't believe that. If there was no club culture, there'd be nowhere to go out. The beauty about club culture is go find the club. Or part 2, go make the club yourself.
Make it.
Go make
I've
it.
done that.
I'll dance in biker bars and made a club
No, listen,
happen.
I
You
went to
gotta do that.
clubs searching for
Yeah.
live band.
Hey, there you
Live
Yeah.
band. I
go.
don't care.
There you
Yes.
go.
I
There you go.
You gotta find the hole in the walls.
Yes, you gotta
What he's
make the
talking
club.
about, so what he's talking about is right now in a lot of the clubs they're pushing the bottle culture, which they want
No,
you to
I
go
know what
and
I know
pay
what he
that
means.
$800 for a $100 bottle and
But we
all this
had
stuff,
that.
and
We
then
had that
they
back
try
then
to
too.
stop you from dancing, or they make the club space so small that you can't really
No,
dance. And
Oz, we had that back then too. You're always gonna
but
have.
we
That's the
found
difference.
spots, right?
Right. That's the difference between the word commercial and underground. Commercially, that always happens. People popping bottles, spending thousands of dollars. And then underground means those people who really want to go out and dance. And usually people who used
Find
to
a
go out
hole in
and
the
dance,
wall,
yeah, or you make the hole in the wall. The thing is that if
right?
you love to dance, you make a spot happen. You make it happen.
Like Opus
Talim,
22,
that's
little
it.
club
We got too
on the
many.
west, little small bar. We turned that
Yeah.
into the pop-in lock-in spot. There was barely any space, but there was a corner.
You talking
There
about,
was a
you
corner.
guys, that's the New York aesthetic. People in here like Talim and different people that are Violetta, we all used to dance in clubs and make it happen. It's not about, you gotta learn hip hop culture and even street dance culture comes from people finding us doing it. And then we came to the clubs and did it and we opened it up from the street and the club. So it's like, I've been in so many places where people supposedly didn't like dance and we made it
Right.
happen. We
Yep.
turned it into a club. Talim, I'm gonna get your once she comes back on, I'm
Just
gonna
so you
get
know,
you.
my phone is probably going to die. It's at like 1% and it's on the charger, but it's really hot.
Oh,
I got to
okay.
get a new. I got to get a new iPhone. This one is, you know how they
Yeah.
do when the new one come out and they try to
Well, here she
drain the
go.
battery life.
Here she go. That's a good question, Colleen. That's a good question. Did you did?
So Aries, you find me a place for Friday nights,
No, Aries, you
Friday
good. Don't worry
nights.
about it. I was telling Aries,
Let
you
me know to
good.
go out.
You
Wednesday
good.
night. Well, I know where to go Wednesday night, but Friday nights.
Yeah. And of course, I'm telling Aries. No, we understand it. A lot of times, every era, especially this internet, is terrible. The internet makes people think things aren't happening when they are, and vice versa. But there's always people out there. The biggest message in the world is try to connect with people similar to you so you don't get confused by other things that's going on in life. Support people who are about what you're about, and then that makes what it is you want to see. That's
Right.
the big thing. Support people. This is what we're doing here. Oz, myself, Anna, we all love dance. Keep us up around that, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
The more you do the things that you want to do, or we want to do, the less you see the things you don't want to do. That's what it is. Got to stay around stuff you want to do. Okay. She's coming on, but that buffering looks crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. She just hit me on the other phone. I'm telling her to try again. Excuse me, y'all. Instagram keeps locking her in and out. So, um, is there any questions? And everybody, you asking great questions. Please, y'all, don't be what I call this weird sensitive that people are on the internet. Um, and also, don't take anything very personal because a lot of people here, we don't talk too often and we don't realize we're all on a similar path and have done similar things. And some of us have done it on a bigger scale than others, but all of it's good. And just again, try to align with people doing the same thing that y'all doing. What's the first club I went to? I don't even remember. I don't remember. The first club, I don't remember. I don't remember. Because Charlene, because a lot of people don't know, I'm from Bayside, Queens, which is like way out in Queens near Long Island. I was always nomadic when it comes to the club scene. I was the type, if I heard music, I was just trying to jump in, didn't care about the name of the club. And starting off, Charlene, starting off basement parties in the parks. I was just too young. And I went to church in 12060 in Madison Avenue in Harlem. So I was always out, just used to being around people partying since a kid. So I don't remember the first club. Because I remember the first time someone took me out to an actual club. In that week, I kept going to clubs. I don't remember the actual first club. But definitely it was in Queens, for sure. But I don't remember where. That was a good question, though. Let's see if we get Anna here. That's a good question, because I don't remember. The reason why I say it's a good question, because coming from Bayside, there's a lot of Italians, Irish, Jewish around there, and some of them were actual club owners. And sometimes I was getting into the club like Adam was talking about underage. What clubs in the city? The first one. It's a toss-up between the end of the garage. There was a time where Great Stones were formed, so whatever year that was. That was one of the first clubs. I'm talking about house now. When it comes to hip hop, woo! That's just confusing. Can't even get into it because Latin Quarters went to, but there was a shootout. Remember that night. Roseland. I could just name clubs. Roseland, 4Ds, MKs. Bonds International. There's a lot of clubs in the city. A lot of clubs. Going through the memory banks, Tylene, was crazy because I was definitely one, like I said, because I came from, well, Surge Mars is later than the clubs I was mentioning. Because coming from a place where there wasn't many clubs, so those who don't know Bayside, there was basically two clubs in Bayside. The two clubs, one was Elephas, where Son of Sam shot somebody near that club. Those who know history about Son of Sam, the murderer. So there wasn't many places to go. Hey, we got Anna. So Anna, hold on. So someone's asking me a question. So there wasn't really many places to go where I grew up. So I was nomadic when it comes to clubs. I hit the 5 boroughs. Whenever someone told me there was a club, I just followed. And so
I went to so many different clubs because I was in Orange County when I learned locking. The Grand Hotel was the main place that I met the lockers, the Grand Hotel. And then the guys I met at the club off Overland, I want to say Oasis, Oscars. I have it written down because I went to so many different clubs. And they used to do Chippendales there. And it was and that's where the gay guys went to enter the contest. And it was a straight club, and that's when I knew. You guys knew you had something because you took a chance there to go to show something that in a time that was bad. So I knew all the straight clubs, I knew all the gay clubs, and then some clubs that my brother would take me to, clubs that I explored to just get different music. Too many. And none of them were underground except for a few. Star, and Andrew. I drove them a couple times to underground clubs, and I wanted to see it. I wanted to know what an underground, going in the back alley door, you know, and kind of 6'5" bouncer saying, "Go ahead." And a little bar, and they danced a little different. They kind of showed off a little bit more because it wasn't all of them in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
When they were together, they respected each other. But when they really wanted to just be alone, they went by themselves. They danced even harder, it seemed like, you know. They really let go emotionally, and they really showed off who they were more individually, believe it or not.
You know, it's funny.
But as a group, it's crazy.
We talking about clubs, and you don't know Talene, but Talene used to dance for brand newbies, the rappers, and you know, MCs. I would say. It's funny that he asked a question about the clubs, and I'm bugging out because I'm like, I don't remember too many clubs because when you come from a town, I come from a town that was mostly white, and so there was not any really clubs there. And so I remember just happy to get on the train in Manhattan. I used to go to dance school in Manhattan too, the Alvinarian that was on under the Minskoff Theater around 45th Street. And I'm a teenager. But I would hear people talking about clubs on the train, and I'd be like, ooh, remember that address, or remember, or just try to follow behind people. I would like
Let's go
that.
further back. At my junior high school, they would have sock hops. I don't know if you had sock hops.
It
Go
might
after
have
school,
been a different name.
take the shoes off, and they play music. I used to win every time, all the albums, little gifts and stuff.
Okay,
I used
yeah.
to win all
we
the
had stuff like that. We had stuff like that.
Those were really fun. Now Asia does stuff for the kids after school. Jackie does stuff for the kids after school. I think that's the most brilliant thing that you could do because it made everybody come together instead of separating and judging. And, you know, because I came from Orange County, there's a lot of Hispanics with the whites. So it was a little friction there. And I wasn't Mexican, I'm Puerto Rican. So I was really almost like taboo, you know. But once
No,
they saw that I danced,
a lot of people think you're Mexican, but go ahead. I'm ready for that.
Puerto Rican and Italian.
There you go.
That's why I like using my hands and I talk a lot. Hey, I was not and entered a 12-hour contest they have. And they used to have a live band that the Knott's Berry Farm owner gave us permission to come in anytime we wanted because we got the crowd going. We would go and pull people to come and dance with us. And he loved that. So he'd throw contests. We'd always win because everybody was older. We were just kids, 13, 14 years old, you know. That's when I say I started dancing. That's when I started making money at 13 professionally. Oh, wow. But I didn't meet the lockers till I was 15. And then I met the punkers when I was 16.
So now the question here was, and it's about Talene, those who don't know, Talene's a really great DJ too, and definitely a stamp in the hip hop dance culture. Talene was asking mambo, because you said you do mambo, right, as well?
A little bit.
Did you add that in any of your locking and popping when you freestyle?
My footwork is always influenced with that. Salsa, mambo, and cha-cha. Because I grew up that way. Can't help it. And my mom really showed me how to combine things and what? My mom used to combine things, you know, like she would do a cha-cha move and then she'd go, let's mambo, and then slow it down and go into this thing because they're the same step just on a different rhythm, you know? Right. So I used to tell people, they'd go, oh, I'm doing salsa. I said, no, you're mamboing because you're doing it on that and one, you know? And they're like, what? And I'm like 10 years old. I used to laugh. I go, Mom, what are you doing to me? No, but yeah, she would pull me and say, because I wanted to go real fast, you know, like boom, boom, bam, boom, boom, bam, boom, boom. She go, mija, slow down. And she's the one that taught me how to move the body a little and don't concentrate on the feet so much. Let them slide into place, you know, that kind of thing. That's why Shannon's house was a little bit easier for me to click in because he was just taking his time and grooving. He wasn't showing off or, you know, doing anything. He was just kind of tripping and having fun. Right. And I could relate to that. So, yes, that comes into play, definitely. Martial arts. Yes. I took Kempo karate for 3.5 years, almost got my brown belt. That's how. And I studied with the guy that did Bruce Lee a lot, Fred Brewster, who's the #1 in the world. Mm-hmm. And He still to this day, he says, I watch you, I see your shows, and I can see the influence. Because when I did the karate, I was very thin and small. When I saw Bruce Lee, I said, he's strong, and look how little he is. He inspired me. So when I took the class, I had to do fights to do the battles. Well, the girl knocked me down, and I didn't like it. Knocked the wind out of me. Never felt that before in my life. I'm 10 years old, 11 years old. I got back up. She was bigger than me. Well, I got her back, and I realized at that point, I'm very strong. I don't need to fight. So he put me in katas. Is doing music. Come on. I didn't know I was going to be a dancer yet.
Right, you're right there.
Yeah, so but all these moves that I know how to do, the lockers taught me everything has power behind it. That's how you control it. If you're just flying and you have to stop, you're not going to be able to. You want to be in control of every move you're doing at every moment, even though it's not calculated. It's important. You're not setting the move. You're going with the move, but everything's strong. So if you come up to me, you will never knock my arm out of the way. I'll hurt you. It'll hurt you because there's power there on everything. So when I do like this, you know, some people go like that and they're just kind of flighty like this. No, when I go like this, it's because I'm going to stop a block over my head with a stick. You know?
Wow. Any questions, y'all? Questions? We have Anna.
Always bring life. Listen, always bring everything in your life up to this point will come into play. Things that my dad taught me about dialect made my ear very strong. We could teach you developing your sound so you hear more if you're not used to that. Or your environment, where are you at? Everything comes into play of how you are, how you present yourself, how you feel. That's all part of the dance. So that's what makes you the individual you are. That's why the more you learn the dance, the more freedom you have to explore who you are and let it go. That's why I always say dance dialogue. You're learning your own language.
Yes.
You're bringing your language to the dance. And it's important because those guys all had their individualities, all of them that I learned from. But boy, they could learn each other and do things together too. So I know for my people, if I put my hand out like this, my students will know I'm saving someone's life. I always tell them, you're safe, you're just putting your arm out there. So you know what I did? I walked by them and I almost fell. And you know how quick they were to help me? Their hands were out there so fast, I said, that's the move.
Exactly.
You understand now?
It's honest.
And then I said, now, do it your own way. Some people bend down. Some people use two hands. Some people stay up and use one hand. This is who you are as an individual. So if I say as choreography, we're going to do Save My Life, one arm, you're going to bend down with one knee. Everybody can do it in my class and know what I'm talking about. And I can turn around and say, we're going to do the same move, but everybody do it different. Do it your way. But freeze at the end. We'll all be in the same position to save someone's life. That's the key. So even though there's steps that you have to learn, technique, foundation, fundamentals, those are key words to make you more powerful of who you are. You know? It's important. Very important.
There's a question here. Y'all see why y'all need to learn from Anna? That's just me saying that on the side note before the question. Within street dance, okay, let me just paraphrase. Within street dance, okay. So to this person, I think it's because when they started, her name is World of Kooky is the name. Do you feel whacking, punking is undervalued or not seen as valid in comparison to other street dance styles?
Everybody's doing it all over the world. What do you mean? I went around the world and taught it. Everybody's doing it around the world. Whether it's right or wrong, they're all doing a motion and a move that has to do with it. Right.
I'm glad you added that part, yes. Whether it's right or wrong.
They're not doing the full dance, but they're doing the inspiration and a movement and social.
Yes.
A lot of social and a lot of freestyle, but it's involved. Let me tell you something. The one thing
okay, we're buffering. We'll wait for her to come back. Word to Kooky, I think, don't confuse also, I think a lot of people, like she said earlier, a lot of people are focusing on, or we both said earlier, not the dance style, but also more sexuality. So it may be a lot of people are confusing the thought of coming out or as a, oh, I was just telling them a lot of people confusing the dance style with sexuality. Peace, Eddie. And they're not realizing that don't confuse the dance style that's worldwide and then you wanting to come out. That's something else.
That's something else.
That's something else, right? So a lot of people are feeling underappreciated as a gay person or a bisexual person or a black person or a Latin person. That's something different from the dance style. That's something you have to deal with. You deal with on your own time.
You were gay. I'm a straight white girl, as far as they're concerned. But yet, when I told them that I really wanted to get to know them as people, they embraced me and made me their sister and taught me everything they could teach me because they knew I was going to do it respectfully and right to pass it along. And that's what it was about. It wasn't about stealing or let me do from them and then go and say it's mine. I never claimed anything. People used to say, why don't you just call it Anna Lollipop's dance? Because it's not mine. The advancement is, but the dance that started it is not mine. All I did was continue what they started. So that's why I call myself a pioneer original, because I learned all the original steps, but I'm a pioneer. And those were the ones, everybody was involved, don't get me wrong, there's people that contributed, you know? There's people that put steps that they learned, just like the lockers, but they didn't learn the dance. They just helped contribute and then were involved, and then they moved on to partner dancing or jazz or don't even dance anymore at all. I'm not saying those people didn't exist, but these guys kept it up year after year after year and started developing. I saw the change and I saw the growth. From the time I saw them, from the time I was learning, by the time I was done and I had my own, they had already advanced it that people don't even know because they didn't have a chance to show it off as much. You see a little in Diana Ross, but not as much as they really did.
Oh, in person, I'm sure it's crazy. In person, I'm sure it was crazy.
Oh my God, energy.
Because if you're that crazy on footage, that means in person, 5 hours in a club is ridiculous. So
oh, ridiculous. When they used to dance, they danced separate, and then they would all come together. And you're going, what the hell? That's what caught my attention too. You're going, what are they doing? And they're working off each other. Never pushed, shoved, touched, or did something like they were trying to override somebody else. It was always about working together as friends, complementing each other. And when they did that, they created more steps out of that because they'd see somebody do something and go, ooh, I like that. I want to do that. My friend Andrew just did a movie that. Did you see that? Do you remember what that is? That's what they would do after they were done because they didn't know what they were doing. They were just dancing, you know. But as a witness, it was so coordinated and so full. It outdo any choreography that anybody's ever done except West Side Story.
So here's another question. I'm going to jump around the board because we have a mixed group of people here. Locking or Campbell locking or however you want to say it.
Locking.
Can we go with the, because you know there's this, I like to clear things. So there's this strange debate that people go Campbell locking. Break that down.
Okay, that's kind of interesting to me because when I first saw Camelot, he was locking like Junior and them too. Mm-hmm. Once he saw that they could lock like him, he changed it up. Mm-hmm. That's how good he is. He changed the style he was doing to his own. So he went from locking like this, like all of them did, to locking like this side and flipping around and using his feet because he didn't want to look like everybody else. He's the king. He created it. I'm going to look different. He advanced himself and took it to another level. So his locking in the beginning was like Junior and fluky, but then he changed it because it was too similar, and he advanced himself and changed it to a side lock this way. Instead of going like this like he did, he went like this and took it aside. And then he would do this flick, and his feet would move a little different. And it was a little different ride, you know? That's Camelot.
Okay. Those who have questions, y'all better ask now.
He'll tell people, he'll tell people. You know, locking, you can do whatever you want with the locking. But he's not realizing they never taught. You're
Yes.
talking about somebody coming in a classroom and just speaking his mind. So
Yes.
you have to understand he's never taught. So he's going to tell you do your own thing, but he's there to show you what it is so you can do your own thing. See, otherwise, why is he there?
See, this is, and
So,
I'm gonna piggyback off of this, and he's rest in peace, Don. And I'm gonna say this real clearly because I usually don't tell this story publicly, but I'm gonna say it just to let y'all know what she's saying is very true. So at the house dance conference, we brought Don, right, and Boogaloo Sam at the same time, and there was an issue with the judging because he was saying that, well, just add what you want, add what you want. Now, y'all don't know, Brian grew up in a white neighborhood, so Brian's very sneaky. So Brian, he went to my DJ, and there's two holes. There's a door you go through to speak to DJ, then there's a hole where you can see the DJ. I put the microphone around the hole because I knew he was going to say something he wasn't supposed to say. So he said, none of them locking anyway. I said, okay, wait, say that again, because my first row heard it. My first row heard it. I said, say it again. Because if nobody's locking it here, then just say it. You understand? Because I'm not going to believe as great as he was, as great as Don was as in that dance style. I don't want to believe that anybody's just doing whatever they want. No, it's not believable. You know, I know he wasn't great at talking.
you want with the moves. See, that's what people are losing sight of. The freedom and what street dancing is about taking something that's real and owning it, meaning you manipulate it and you use it and you create, and it's all within this structure, and you grow and you become your own in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. It's not about making up new moves like, okay, I learned this, so I'm going to throw this in now. It's not like that. If you know the dance, you will automatically create more advancement steps. But some people just want to learn a move and then just put in all their own stuff.
Yeah, no,
But that
learn the
doesn't
dance.
last.
Right,
After
learn
a while,
the dance.
you run out of what it is. You forgot sight of what you were learning to begin with.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I have nothing to say on that. Questions, y'all. Ask questions.
I think it was tough for me too because I wanted to dance with them, but I wanted to dance like them. Difference. I wanted to do everything the guys did. So my approach kind of shocked them and scared them, except Greg. Greg knew I was serious, so he took me. We became best friends, and he taught me the inside little things that people don't know about. You have to understand, it's like magic. He said a lot of it's illusion. It's all about like the bird's here, but it's really here. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's in it and how you manipulate it. So he would say, the whole thing about lock is your whole room. You look around, you see everything that you're surrounded by, and you use everything you have. But how am I going to get this?
Here's a
That's
good question.
the part that's fun.
This is a good question. How did you get inspired? Because this is somebody else asked this question. And of course, I've seen you do alphas or hits, kicks, and heels. I find that crazy, but amazing. Because I'm sure the knees are feeling that now. The person asked, how did you get inspired to lock in or to do the dance in heels? I guess locking in heels.
Tony, Basil.
Say it
She
again?
wore little heels when she did. When she wore the little heels.
Okay, look it up.
She wore little old lady heels. Watch her in Saturday Night.
The live is.
She's not wearing little heels like this. Okay, I see what they're doing, but I want to wear my heels that were this much. And if you have the right, you got to have the right. Everybody thinks you can just put and start dancing. They wouldn't slip and slide. I had control. Well, you guys don't know that, so you're just putting on heels and going for it. No, I knew I had to manipulate the shoe to make it work. You don't just put it on and go. Anytime I bought something to dance in, I danced in it in the store to make sure it was going to work. A lot of people will buy something that looks so pretty. They enter a contest. Like, I felt so bad for this one group. They all wore chiffon blouses, and they wanted to do the blouse thing that I had taught them. But the problem that they didn't understand, they didn't listen totally, because I told them, there's a certain material you got to use and a certain size to make it work. They used silk. The minute they started to sweat, they couldn't move because everything stuck to them. So you couldn't even see what they were. And they cried because they didn't win. And then they came to me afterwards and said, what happened? We bought the blouses. The material. It's got to be able to take the sweat. It's got to be bigger. Those are insights that people don't understand that I will teach people. Just like the jackets. You don't wear a regular jacket. You know how many people have put on a jacket and said, oh, I can do what Anna's doing, and they can't get it off? Because it's a regular size jacket. You got to go a size and a half bigger to manipulate it. You got to know that. And you got to have the weight to manipulate it. So there's these little, you're not going to learn, you're not going to know.
A person asked, so the whole club is a prop, pretty much. Someone just asked. The whole club
is a prop. That's the same for whacking and punking. That's why I get upset too, because they don't use their surroundings. They're just standing in one place, taking a couple steps one side, taking a couple steps another side. I pull the audience in. I pull them in, I get right in them, and I almost touch them, but I don't. I get so close, and they feel like I have, but I don't. And there's a reason for that. The energy rises, which I feed off of and they feed off of. They're a part of me now. I just let them into my circle. But if you're going to stay away and just step over here and step over there and just try to do these tricks and hit these beats, you've lost sight of your room. There's a chair over there. There's a balcony over there. There's a speaker. You know how many times I was on stage and Dawn and then would leap up on the speaker and use it as a stage? Come down and get behind the drummer and be accenting with the drummer. They used everything they had in front of them. Flippy was so good at leaping over a balcony area for the floor. They'd have rails on some of the clubs. He learned piano. You ready now?
Oh, wow.
Come on, that's what made you watch it. You guys didn't get to see that. You saw a performance. You saw them dance together and solo. I got to see them go off.
Wait, now.
And when you see that, you want that.
Oh, I can only
really
imagine.
Want it because
I can only imagine.
The fun is because you start looking around and you go, oh shit, I can do that over there. Oh my God, I got that. I'm going to go to him. All of a sudden, everything's a prop, and how you use it is you. But there's moves that you learn so you can manipulate it to get to them.
Because we grew up in a heavy club culture in New York. When I first saw the Lockers, I was like, I can only imagine them in the club. Because everything is so crazy on footage.
You almost have to wait and go, who am I focus on? Watch Lucky. Because
I can only imagine.
You're doing something. Greg's over there. I mean, but you know what I have to tell you? The clubs were so much into just having a good time together that everybody would learn a step. And at one point, everybody did a ski duet together. And it was a beautiful thing because they're not lockers. They just did a social dance that looked fun and learned it. And when the lockers kicked in, they took heed, knowing that they were joining in, and they would keep doing it till everybody was in it. And then they would just follow whatever they did, and they did. So you could turn around and say, God, they're all lockers, but they're not. They just know the one step. They let them into to have fun with it with them, and look at what happened. It became this beautiful collage. And when you're done, you're like, wow, you don't even know people, and you're going, that was nice, that was fun. You know, it was a good, not like, yeah, you're right, you think you're good, your group's over there, stay over there. It wasn't like that, you know. It was more embracing.
Now, to answer that question real quick, Anna was brought to New York 3 times by me with the House Dance Conference. Bringing her to New York again, it depends on how the body feels for her. But that's not a long trip for you, right? Or is it?
Me?
Yeah, to New York.
We're breaking up now.
I know I can see, but by the picture it's breaking up. Can you hear me?
No, New York.
Okay, it's going down again. Is New York a decent?
Wait, I hear you.
Is New York a decent trip for you? Because I know overseas it's too bad, but New York is fine on the plane.
What do you think of New York, Randy?
New York is like.
Yeah, New York is cool.
New York is fine. Because I know long trips is not good on the plane, like you were telling me before. Yeah, because
I have a problem. It's hard for me. It's just
hard. So yeah, New York. Yeah. Okay, well then maybe New York. Maybe in June. Maybe you guys can get her online. But maybe I might bring her to New York after Texas. That might sound good. Yeah, that might sound. We can do
Yeah,
that. We can do that.
yeah. And I
Yeah.
want people to know it came from foreigners that are trying to take credit for something that didn't create where it came from here. You
Right.
know?
Talene
And
may
a lot of
not.
people from New York came down, went on Soul Train, learned stuff, took it back. I mean,
Talene
get
may not
together, man, you
know.
know?
We brought her. You came to New York. I brought you to New York 2003, right? That was the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2003. So she came and laid it down, and the class was. You know, the first thing I just remember everybody's face in the class, like, oh, I was like, yeah. So now we're here now, and then you came back. Now I have to tell you, once I organized it for it to send you, something you did. You remember when we did the second one downstairs, and there's
Yes.
something you did in the stop and go. This is in your judge solo. You did the stop and go in such a very amazing way. Um, Once I can get all the footages together, because I have 13 years of footage every month. I have to just
Oh,
separate it.
yeah.
But you did the stop and go in such an amazing way. And it was just something I needed. I wanted you to explain, like, again, were there other women lockers that were like you back then? Not meaning just like you, meaning just as strong?
There
Or
were a lot of people that locked. Don't get me wrong, there's Boogie, Flame. There was a lot of locking, but they didn't do the full extent of it. Kept it to a minimal. But
that's
they
what I'm
locked good.
noticing. So nobody was like in depth with it like you? Because you were serious.
No, I'm
Serious.
one of those. I'm tenacious. I learn something, I want to get it to all the way to the I stated, you know.
Hmm.
And a lot of them didn't know how to approach them necessarily. Maybe, I'm not sure. Or they just wanted enough to add to what they were already doing because they did other stuff too. Like Boogie is this phenomenal jazz dancer. So to
Hmm.
see her lock and add it with jazz was incredible to watch. You know? She
Right.
knew a lot of moves. Flame, same thing. They
This
knew
name
other
I've heard.
dances first, and all they did was use that. They used it to complement what they were already doing. Where I wanted to learn to lock.
Hmm.
That's, and I wanted women to know they can do everything the guys are doing and still look feminine, but have that power at the same time. Because a man cannot do something feminine unless he's gay or he's straight. Well, I'm gonna throw my femininity on you because you can't do it. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
So we can manipulate a lot more.
Right. Especially, well, more so back then, you definitely couldn't do anything effeminate as a man. You can get away with it now, but
That's right.
not back then for sure.
Right.
No. And
See, I
that's
could
and
walk
that's
like a guy, and then here's my favorite move. Once I knew I was locking right. Once I knew the dance, right? I'd go out to the clubs and I'd have men challenge me. And
mm,
Greg used to say, "You want to do that?" I go, "No, okay." And they get in the circle and they go to challenge me. Well, I had a move that it was a power move that Greg and them used to do, and that was where you hump the person. You know, they leap in
okay.
the air, they'd hump them in the chest, hump them in. So I could leap pretty good. So,
Mm,
and I can get in your face because I'm in control of my moves. I can
mm.
be right face to face and not touch you locking. Same with whacking and punking. I guarantee you right now, if those people try to do it that close, whacking, they're not going to be able to because they're not doing it correct.
Yeah, they hit each other. Yeah.
You have to know how to do it right to not do that. So I got up, I went boom, boom, I leaped in the
Wait,
air, boom,
wait, hold on.
boom,
It's
boom.
going.
When I came down, boom, boom, bam.
It's going
They're like,
down. Wait,
what the
the
fuck was
internet.
that?
The internet's going down. The internet's going down.
Excuse me.
That's all right. It's come
What,
on.
what, what was that?
The internet is going down, so we can't see you.
Locker move. It was a locker move. They didn't think I could get up and Oh, no. You hear me? Oh. Everything. Can you?
No, Anna, can you disconnect and do it again because it's buffering wrong right now. But everything, I mean, so far, you guys, so far we've had a great interview, and it's just now messing up. So.
Uh-oh. So my phone's going in and out.
Yeah, it's the phone going in and out. Yes! This has been a great interview so far, y'all. It's been great. Hey, Bruce, what's up? And a whole bunch of other people. We'll wait for Anna to come back on. Good seeing you, Bruce, just recently in Belgium. Again, a lot of y'all who are interested in the house dance thing, I'm going to do that another time. This one is about Anna. And this interview is going beautifully. We'll wait for her to come back on. Oh, I'm tired. We are at Art and Us Studio in Chennai, India. Art and Us. This is one of the places, probably the only place in India this vessel will teach, just because there's a certain mentality in the rest of India this vessel does not enjoy at this moment. And it's due to a lot of people. Y'all have to learn in this world. The internet is no different from the news. Stop believing everything. And also, you guys accept this street dance styles that you want to learn. They were out before y'all were born. So in the times of the 70s, 60s, 80s, 90s, life was a lot rougher. And a lot of us, DJ Talim and a whole bunch of people, a lot of us used to go to clubs where they would shoot out, people stomping each other out. This can be straight or gay. Even gay people, they used to do crazy stuff too, with razor blades in their mouth and all that. When y'all asking people to come to y'all countries to teach the culture that y'all want to learn that's not from y'all culture, don't expect them to have to change the way they speak, the way they act, because this is what made them popular in their dance style that y'all want to learn. This is how they survive. So accept people that say, get the fuck out of my face. Accept people that say, like, I'm not interested. Accept that. Or accept people saying, that's whack. You got to practice that. If you take that offensively, then you're not trying to learn. Because that's how they learn the dance that they do. Simple as that. There's times a lot of us have been in circles and be like, that's whack. Or a fight starts because somebody didn't like the move you did. That's life. When you want to join a culture, don't try to change the culture to learn it the way you want. Learn it the way the culture always did it. That's respect of that culture. That's respect of that dance style. That's just a message I want to put out there. Another reason why this is called street dance, this is not coming from a place that's soft, whether straight or gay. It's not a soft place. Especially if we're talking about 70s, 80s, and 90s. No, it's not a soft place. A lot of people fighting, a lot of people doing craziness, a lot of people dancing because they don't want to fight, but it's still a rough energy. And y'all stop trying to make people sensitive like a lot of y'all are because you pay attention too much to the internet. A lot of these people don't come from that background, and that's it. So if you don't like someone saying, look, that's whack, but practice, listen to the but practice part, not that's whack. Get out the fuck out of my face, be original. Listen to the be original part, not to get the fuck out my face. That's simple. We're here with Anna. I think she's here. Ah, come on. Boom. Okay. Anna coming. Come on, girl.
Where
There we
am
go.
I?
You're here. Well, it looks like something's there. Something's there, but I
The
think you
back of
gotta
the
turn
bag.
it. I think you gotta turn around the there.
Cam.
Something's happening.
Hold on. Yeah, what's it doing the back of my camera, my bag?
I think you just gotta turn the rotate. There's a rotate icon, a
Oh, okay, hold
rotate
on.
symbol.
There we
There
go.
you go.
Thank
So yeah, I was just telling them while you were off. I was like, the one thing I'm not really liking about a lot of people who want, I guess they play sensitive and all that. When we were doing street dances in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, I'm sorry, y'all, this is not a very effeminate, sensitive culture. People told you shit straight. And however you didn't like to hear it, they just told you that's not it. What the fuck is that? And that's it. While today, if you talk like that, people are like, oh, how you say that to me? No. You asking us to bring the street dance culture to you, not to change it for you. How we learned it and how people talk to us, that's how you get in the talk. That talking made you want to do more. When somebody
Yes.
told you, no, what the fuck is that? That ain't it. Okay, well then sit, let me try to get this now.
Yeah.
Not, oh, you just said get the fuck out your face. Oh, no, grow up. Get out of here. People act like you don't hear that on movies. You've heard that kind of talking already. Stop being so damn sensitive. It's just, people just get on my nerves with the excuses. They get this excuse, stop being, please. And it's, to me, it doesn't matter who you are, straight, gay, whatever.
I have people write me and go, I haven't taken a class for you for a while, but I'm ready now. I always go back and look at my notes with them. They were ready in 2021, nothing happened. They were ready in 2018. Let me really know when you're really ready, because 5 years have gone by. You haven't taken one class yet. I'm sorry, but
don't be sorry, and probably teaching. And they're probably
going to pay now. Oh, no, I'm sure they are. Most of my students are. I had one that told people that she trained with me. I said, you took 3 classes. Please don't tell them you trained, because training is very dedicated and takes time, and you put a lot of effort and work. I know what that is. So don't say you trained, because you only learned 2 or 3 moves. Everything you're doing is stuff you filled in with what you thought might be close to it. That's it. I had to call her on it. I went to her class and I watched her. My husband said I should go and stop into some of these classes. I said, I don't want to do that, because it's up to them to let the students know what the real deal is. Because to me, you're taking money. If I pay and I see a title of a class, I want what they're saying. But nobody feels comfortable saying, today we're going to learn whacking influenced with some house, and I might mix a little bit of popping. To me, that's being proud of all the styles you know.
Right.
Because I used to do that in my classes. When I first taught, they didn't let me have one class and one class for this and one. They wanted to see what street dancing was going to bring. So I had to do, I taught punking, I taught whacking, I taught locking, I taught popping, and I even taught MC Hammer house, hip hop or whatever it was at the time.
Hip hop.
And I had to interact them together. But there was times where I said, today we're just going to work on this, and if you have any questions. But I would say, today we're going to work on this, or we're going to freestyle it, and I'm going to involve these. To me, when I went to an audition, they said, what do you do? I lock, I pop. I like saying that I could do all these things. Other people say I hip hop, and that's it. And you're going, but you don't even hip hop. What you're doing is locking. Why are you saying hip hop? See, that's not, you're mixing up the confusion of what we fought so hard to separate. Just like
right.
dance studios. I fought really hard to get in that studio. And people just walk in now. And I'm looking at them. I said, I would never take that class because she's hurting her students. I get very upset because it's the injuries that bother me. Yes. Not so much that it's wrong, but the technique is so bad that I know what can happen, and it's not good. Mm-hmm. They can really hurt themselves.
No, it's funny. It's funny you say that, because even in house, because people do a lot of footwork wrong. I'm probably the only one in house that doesn't have injuries from dancing, right? So, because even some of the famous ones, they dance too much with the knees bent, so they have Achilles problems, knee problems.
You have hydraulics. You're a hydraulic dancer.
Yes.
I call it hydraulics because you know when to go up and down. You know when to go side to side. You know how to manipulate the body so it's moving as one and not choppy. You know, that's why I said I wanted to see your advancement, and when I saw it, I went, now that's house to me.
Oh, you You sound,
serious. I think
no, you sound like Tony Gogo said the same thing. He said, I've seen a lot of house dances, but when I seen Brian, he's like, that's house. He said, I feel it. I feel it. It's like a soul train thing. He said something very powerful, Tony Gogo, that when you see a dance, you see a dance style, you should see the dance first. He said you should see the dance, and it's not about all the other stuff. You see the dance first. So he was like, when I see
but see,
Brian,
I'm opposite. I'm opposite. I look at
go
the
for it.
personality. I look at
Yes,
the personality, and
yes.
then I say, what are they gonna do? Because their personality, there'll be a lot of surprises. I'm serious. When I met Greg, and he was like, ha 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 ha, and he had that raspy voice and that laugh, I went, this
Yeah.
guy is gonna be a joy to learn from. He's gonna be pleasure.
We off again. And I was just about to add, y'all. Yeah, I look for both, yeah, character and the dance at the same time. It's a beautiful interview, y'all. I think she's gonna go off and come back on. It looks like this has been a great interview. Is it saved? Yes, I have it saving in 3 places right now, so y'all don't worry about it. It should be saving here. I have a screen record going as well, so we should be fine. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about house here. If you have any questions about house, you can ask, but I'm not going to talk about that here. Because house is a whole nother style and it's a whole nother conversation and it's a whole nother. This is a beautiful time right now. I hope you guys are realizing this is a beautiful time. Yes, this live is saved already. It's already saving on another apparatus. Um, what's important to note is that we're in a special time right now, especially with this worldwide internet. We can now correct all the wrongs, and a lot of us who are creators and innovators, we're still here, and we can join together because I really want to push this again, like I said in the other live that didn't get saved. Y'all who are young, remember the people that are talking now, when they created and innovated these dance styles, were also young. You heard us, teenagers. We were teenagers. We were teenagers. Just some younger than some of y'all that are doing dance styles right now. So please don't look at it like, oh, look at them OGs and they're just talking. No, when we innovated and created stuff, we were teenagers. And now we are who we are, which is the same thing that will happen to y'all. Same thing. So respect your elders because we all were young once. And then push your elders to do more. And then that's culture, that's community. We all uplift each other together. Anna should be coming. I just pressed accept.
You're all gone.
Now wait, you're not there
Where
yet.
are you?
I'm here. You can.
Okay.
It's still. Come on.
Are you there?
Now we're there. I was just telling it.
I see the
Okay,
eyes.
it's the Wi-Fi where you are.
I see. Okay.
It's the Yeah, it's the Wi-Fi where you are. It's still going in and out. Okay. So y'all heard the message. That message is so important. So one, stop being sensitive. Why? Because no language that y'all heard today, y'all definitely heard it on a movie or you've heard it on social media. I've heard crazy language before. None of us are running around smacking you in the face. None of us are running around kicking you in the face. None of us are running around, well, at least not this vessel. I don't know about other people, but for sure not Anna. None of us are running around punching y'all and all that. Everything y'all are hearing is just words. Words are a way of expressing. When y'all hear words being expressed, you take what's needed, what's important, period. The color around the words, you don't listen to. That's just the environment people grew up in. You listen to the message. Listen to the message. If someone says, look, I don't know what you're doing, but you need to go practice, you need to go practice, that's what you listen to. The other thing, I don't know what you're doing, don't pay attention to that. The message, usually when people talk in a certain way, the message is somewhere in there. Pay attention to the message. We have Anna. Hey!
Yeah.
We had a long one already. If this one doesn't work, Anna, I'm gonna say we're good and we just do it. We'll see you June 6th and 7th. But we had a nice long one already. It was great. It's been a great interview. So if it doesn't work, if you cut off again, I'm just gonna let you cut off. And everybody, if she cuts off again, everybody just wave, say thank you to Anna, and we'll do another one another time. I feel what we've received here, this is saved, y'all. What's been received here, it's clear. People need to learn this dance style. People don't need to know what the difference is between, there we go, what's between punkin', posing, and whacking. I think it's very clear here. Because the Wi-Fi on her side is not going too well. But those who are new here, this will be on the page on Brian Footwear Green. So y'all can see the whole interview there. It's been going on for almost 2 hours. Send to her, send money to her and me, definitely to her first, because she just gave present information that most of y'all don't know, and we have to learn to pay for people who give us information that enhance us. So with that being said, I'm putting her Venmo up, and y'all can donate to that because Anna is 68, and so we for sure need to be donating to people like her who've given us so much, and she's given us a lot of clarity here. So I'm putting her Venmo in the chat now, and you guys donate what you feel you should donate. Just so you know, for me, I paid her $100 for this interview. That's her Venmo. Me, it's this. You guys, yes, appreciate you too. World of Kooky, welcome JT. And y'all, love each other. Love each other. We all, because of this system, have issues that we go through. Let's try to ignore that. And we need to focus on us having all these beautiful gifts and dance and growing each other up from all ages to create a new community that's never happened where all ages respect one another. We learn from one another. We support each other mentally, physically, sexually, verbally, financially, spiritually, and medicinally. And we grow something very different that's never been grown in history, especially in history of colonization and slavery. We learn to uplift one another. Let's going to try Anna one more time because she's here. Let's try her one more time. She's already talked. You guys who are late, Anna's already talked for hours. So we're going to try one more time. If it doesn't work this time, no offense, Brian's body is tired. Okay, we're trying it one more time. If you cut off this next time, I'm not doing it anymore because I'm tired. I'm sure you're tired. And you know, we're both injured. So Anna right now is the beautiful age of 68. And can dance her Puerto Rican Italian culo off. Anna is, of course, just to respond back, she said I was one of the inspirations for her. Anna, for me, I've rarely ever seen in dance people who are so clean in the hands and clean in the expression and clean in the articulation of the music through the body like Anna.
Thank you so much.
Anna is amazing right there. You can die and die again watching that in Anna. You die and die again.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I find myself too much rewinding footage of the house dance costumes going, what? How do you know what? That's what I'm going to talk about in punking, because you said this in the last interview when we talk about punking. Like, so a lot of people try to hit the accent right there, and they try to hit it right there. And sometimes you let a lyric go and explain a lyric that just happened with one move, a whole sentence. Yeah, yes. And that's amazing. Go ahead. Talk, please, about that.
Yeah.
Like, just
when you're listening to music, sometimes I ask people, what do you hear? And they say, I hear the beat. What beat? They're not sure what beat to say. They usually will say the drum. I say, what about the beat of the piano or the guitar? Even percussions. All the instruments are working together with the lyrics. So they all are clicked in a certain way. You have to find your click in, so you play with each instrument that you can. And in between, you become an instrument also. And it's good to linger, because if you hear a horn, I love violins. I come from the 70s, so I love big sounds of music. So if a horn goes and it comes in, it's real quiet, and it goes, right? I'll catch it when it starts. I won't wait till it's kicked in. And those guys taught me, trust your ear. And as I did, I got better and better. This isn't something that just happened overnight. I worked hard, but I can get it to you faster because now I know what it takes and what will work and how I can help you get to A to B much faster. But if I didn't learn the way I did, I wouldn't be so precise about certain things, because it happens so naturally now, but I worked very hard for it, you know. But I could get you there because I'm watching you. See, those guys would look at me and say, do you see what you just did? And I go, what do you mean? They go, you need to watch.
That's it. Like I said, even though it sounds like she was going to repeat something that was said earlier, those who are here, this live is going on.
Somebody said she repeats a lot of the same things. I said, no. You don't understand. She will do a move. There's a video op that I copied that somebody put on about her dancing up on a balcony with a skirt, swirling around her. She comes down and manipulates a tree. The song is doing one thing, but she's caressing and moving so controlled, but yet not certain what's going to come out of it for us, the audience. That I found that very intriguing, because when she doesn't move, it's just so beautiful. She might go like this and go, right?
Wait,
but
so now,
of just going like,
well, Anna, you cut off earlier, so who are you talking about? Because you cut off a bit. We didn't who are you talking about?
Citrine.
Citrine. Okay, that's what I figured that. Okay,
Citrine is a lingering, elongated, really watch her till the very end. And she's got many looks. Sometimes people don't even know it's her until they see the credits and they go, what? Redhead, blonde, she's done it all.
Yes.
She'll do a move like this. We do a move like this, right? You might go like this and go like this, right? Well, most people will go, boom, and they try to catch the beat. And then they'll go like that and just let it go. Okay, now if there's an in-between, that's not bad. But what if you go like this and then go, do you see me now? Can you see me?
Hmm.
That kind of pulls people in more. So then you slap them with the beat after that. You're doing so many beats, guys, that when something really creative comes up to a build-up, you've already done the build-up, so there is no build-up for you. There's no up and down. So you have to create the up and down by manipulating the music of what you're hearing. It's a ride. It's fun. It's fun to see what you can do and see if people click in. And I tell you, every time I did a performance, everybody always said, what song was that? And they're all songs that people know. But they say to me every time, I've never heard it like that before. Because I made the sound in the background loud. And the silence, me. So it's quiet. All of a sudden it goes, boom, boom, bam, and it stops, right? Well, I'm going like this. It's coming. It's going to come. It's going to come. And then bam, you know? You see? But if you're going bam, 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 bam all the time, that comes up, it's lost. They don't even hear it. See? You have to have fun and not just try to get all these moves out and all these quick things. And you got to be feeling it. I mean, some people are, and they're going like this, and they're just looking around with what they're doing. There's no connection. That's like having, like you're flirting with somebody, and the guy's going, is she flirting with me or you? I can't tell. You know what I mean? And she's all over the place. She's all over the place.
Of course.
You make it very precise.
You guys, any questions? You guys have any questions? Please ask before we get cut off again. Because we get cut off this time. That's it, y'all. You can say goodbye to this live. Because
I know. Just remember, you guys, look at. You can all be more strong individuals, and you can all enjoy more, and you can make your own show with it. Don't try to show off. Don't try to say I'm better than them. Watch me. Say, here I am to present what I have, what I can do, and I hope you enjoy what I give you. Because when they scream and clap loud all the time, they're not watching you. They're watching the tricks and the fastness. I like when they do this. They lean back a little, and all of a sudden they lean in, and they go, oh, my God. It like takes a minute, and then, oh!
Right,
you see what I mean?
Right.
And then they come backstage, and they go, were you looking at me back then when you were looking in the back? Was that me you were looking at? No! I'm looking at the door. Oh, shoot, I'm embarrassed now. I said, no. I mean, it worked.
Right. That means you were really watching. You know what's funny? I had to get used to that, though. I had to get used to people watching me and not applauding, and I had to be like, wait, is this good?
But I got lucky because I loved the contest I did when I was younger was like that. They would wait. They would just say, wow, what did you just do? They reacted, and then all of a sudden they call the next person, and it was the person that just said wow to me.
Right.
You see, because I had to dance against Camelot Jr. and Shabadoo and them. Me. It was just a dance contest. It wasn't a woman's and a man's.
Wait, rewind. Everybody, you heard that. I need to hear that again. You had to dance in contest against Shabadoo and Greg and them?
All of them.
Talk about it. Huh? Talk about it. Conversation time.
Dance contest. All of them entered. It wasn't about winning. It was about showing what you had. And maybe they'll hire you to do a job with them, you know?
Are there any videos of this?
The person that had some is not here anymore. So I was unable to get them.
Wow, that footage has to be crazy.
They had a lot of still shots, too, in the action. And it's very sad because, you know, when you wanted to win, there was always another contest somewhere else. But when you wanted to learn and get better, you entered the contest where everybody was at. Yeah. Because they would let you know you were good or what you were missing, or you got really good information from it. But when I wanted to win money, I would say, where are you guys going tonight? And they would tell me, I'd go, okay, I'm going to go on the other side. And I'd go to the other side and I'd win. And then there's some clubs, they go, okay, they're here to just entertain us now, guys. Don't worry. They've won too many times. They can't win anymore. So you still had a shot at it. But they would bring the best out of you. Wow. Because they were cheering you on to let you know. And then afterwards they say, that was really good what you did there. And the music you picked, they really complimented and boosted you to continue on what you were doing. It wasn't about, look, you think you're good. Or I hear people now, and
Of
I
course,
asked
yeah.
one girl, you dance in another group? She said, no, they won't let me. I said, why? Well, because they're, I don't know. I was a dancer. I wanted to dance with everybody.
With everybody, right, exactly. With everybody. So,
Yeah.
I mean, so who can we release the name of the person that passed away that had the footage?
Austin.
Boston. Okay. Oh, I almost thought
Austin.
you were gonna say, I thought you were gonna say Oscar, and I'm like, wait, how does she know my brother's name? Rest in peace.
Oh.
That was his name.
Yeah, Austin.
Where-
I don't remember the last name, but I remember Austin. Buzzy
Um,
Reese is here. Buzzy Reese has stuff. Buzzy Reese is the one that made the award night for street dancers. He gave trophies away to people to let them know the good work they're doing. That's Buzzy Reese, and he's still here.
what was the prize money like back then?
Sometimes $40, $50,
Wow.
payoff sometimes 300. But
Okay.
what I liked is a lot of times they had a first, second, sometimes even a third if they had a big audience.
Hmm.
And the third would get like tickets to go to a restaurant.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
second would get maybe
Something.
$25. First place would get 50 to 75. Just because you went up and you performed and you were good, we want to give you something. I hate when it's just first place. I think
Yeah.
it's wrong because a lot of people get very close. I always think it should be a first and a second because they work so hard to get to that point that, but a lot of people don't like doing that. But to me, I think they should because then they realize they're not competing against so much. They can still win in their own right, you know?
Right. Right. Now, how often did they have contests back then?
All the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Yeah. I was telling people
Sometimes
that
we
contest is not a new thing. We were always having contests. I was telling some younger people that we always had contests. You know, I would say the only thing that's more different back then, clubs, we definitely had exchanges like nobody's business back then.
Yeah.
We
You know what
definitely
I
had
ran
to
into?
exchange a lot.
I
Yeah.
ran into the punk of Orange County. When I started learning to punk and whack correctly, and I was doing my punking, and it can be a little more on the sexier side and flirtatious and stuff, I did it on my own in the corner. But the problem was in Orange County, the guys would watch and the women would try to get their attention, and they couldn't get their attention. They were watching me. I'm not even looking at them. I'm not even facing them or flirting. The women would come around and gather around my space, and I look around, the whole floor is empty. They're around me, and I can't really move now because they're jealous. So I stopped doing it in Orange County. I went to LA, and I didn't have any problems out there. You know, I could do whatever I wanted. They would leave me alone. There was times that I closed my eyes because I wanted to really kind of sense things a little differently. You do that, but don't get used to it because you'll close them when you're dancing. But you want to do it when you're trying to figure out another way of creativity or another sound. And I'd open my eyes and I'd go, whoa, because everybody would be around me watching me. I felt energy, but I didn't know because I had my eyes closed. And understand, punking, what will help you too. If you dance with a partner and you're caressing him and he's holding you and you have this little groove going, when I danced, I act like I was dancing with a partner. That will help. That will help you to connect. So I would reach out and then he'd take me in and I'd kind of be a little shocked, you know. They're all partner dancing to a slow song, but I'm just doing me. But I have a partner. The partner is the music.
That's right.
So I do things that I would do if I had a man caressing me, or maybe turn my back on him and I look over his shoulder and go, what are you doing? You know? You know, that's what made my punking better because it was women singers and I could do it like that. And you know who taught me that was Billy Starr, believe it or not. Billy Starr said sometimes some of the dancers, the way they move, I act as if I'm dancing with them, Anna, and I would create these things. And in my mind, I'm dancing with them, but really they're all the way on the other side, and I'm just kind of flirting. But I would always make it like we were connected. And when he told me that, I thought, I can manipulate like that in my head. I could do that. So I went to the club, and I tried it, and I went, I like that because now it takes me to another.
Wipe your mouth a bit. Wipe your mouth. There you go. There you go. You good. You good.
Oh.
That's all right.
Hold on.
That's all right. That's all right. It's no big deal. That's all right.
That's so wrong.
That's it. It's whatever it is. Girl, you 68. Who cares? You 68. You still here. So go ahead. That's why I told you, because I know you care. That's why I told you. So go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Because I get so, I'm not even looking
No,
at you.
you
I'm
good.
looking at you.
You good.
Okay. So yeah, so that took me to another place, acting like I have a partner. And you guys can practice with each other. I mean, we practiced with each other. I didn't get up on stage and dance with them, but when I was in the house learning from them, they would do something, I'd get up next to them and try to feel it, and kind of move like what they're doing to understand it and close my eyes. And so when he told me that, I went, wow, that's a whole other thing I can try. And it took me to a even deeper connection with punking, because punking really bring in a lot of the acting and realization and moments and taking people on a ride of emotion, meaning I can smile and then look at somebody and be very like, oh my God, upset, like, are you okay? And then go back to somebody else and go, hi,
Yeah.
within the music.
Yeah.
So you're seeing a lot of different, but it has to be real here. You can't fake that. It's like an
So
actor. He's bad.
you guys, before those of you who don't know, Anna's injured and this body's injured as well. I just can't sit down this long. Please ask questions if you have any questions, because I'm about to turn off this live, and I have to say again, June 6th and 7th, San Antonio. It will be Anna. It will be Brian. It will be Oz. I definitely suggest I will be holding her over in Houston. She's going to be in San Antonio, but hold it to Houston for at least 3 days to a week, depending on how many privates she has. Y'all can do individual or group privates for her. Maybe, it depends, we'll bring her over to New York from there, depending on how her body feels. And we'll probably do workshops somewhere, probably at PJM, because I usually do PJM. Those wanting to get in contact with her in Houston, it'll be through me, because I'll be the one driving her around. Or her, actually, it'll be Omar and myself. Those who don't know Omar, Love Shirts, great guy.
Omar's an incredible dancer. He reminds me of
Yes.
Prince.
Yes.
Is it quite,
Yes.
quite gentle but very strong?
Yes. Ola, those in Houston, you know who Omar is. So we'll probably be driving her around and taking care of her in Houston. So contact me for that if you want group privates and privates. And Anna, you have anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
I'll say one thing. I called my stuff Dance Dialogue because it's about discovering unspoken words. Discover yourself. Everybody has something beautiful to offer. And not just a move or trick, but how you're feeling about it, and how the music is moving and you want to share it. Don't be scared, because once you do it, it's like an addiction. You want more and more and more, because you feel so in tune with yourself that it doesn't even matter if it's right or wrong, because you're in the right mode by learning it right. You can't go wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you don't really learn it, you never know how something was done, the ground of the foundation of it, to grow with it. So you're just doing what the tree's there already, but you don't know what it took to water it, to treat it right, to take petals off, to do things with it, to make it grow like that. You're just looking at the big top. Well, that big top's going to die after a while. I'm going to take you to the bottom and make you grow so you get more powerful, more stronger within yourself. And you get to share that with people and hopefully connect together, and you can do it together, And that's what it's about.
Well, we have one question. No, can't go nowhere yet, girl. We got a question. Can you talk about the dancing feet segment from Sesame Street? Somebody asked.
Oh, they ask that all the time. Who is this person?
I don't know. You act like I don't know. There's some people out here I don't know who they are.
Ask Tony. It's Tony's gig. It's Tony's gig. It's just my feet.
Okay, you heard that person ask Tony Basil, because it's her
my
gig.
Feet in a little red striped dress, but you just see legs and feet. You don't see me. You don't see really anybody except feet, and a ballet dancer, I think.
Now, I guess I think this person's asking industry questions. Let's move over to that a bit. Have you coached for singers and stuff like that?
Yes.
Have you done work like that? Okay. Any of those?
Yes. When I assist Tony, she hired me as a specialty choreographer, I called it. I'd
Mhm.
work with their hands, or they're tired of how they were moving on stage. So I'd watch them and say, this is what you can do because you do it naturally. And I
Any
would give them
any
things to
names?
work with.
Can you give some names?
Tina Turner I worked with, Bette Miller I worked with, Linda Ronstadt I worked with, Manhattan Transfer, David Bowie.
Keep going.
I was her assistant. Sometimes she did more. I did a lot of work.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I'm her
That's it.
assistant, but she would let me. I think they need a little punk in here, Anna. What can you do? So I called myself specialty choreographer. I don't like choreographing from beginning to end because nobody really does what I do. I wish they did because I would love to work with them and
You
put
know
something
what?
together for nothing.
You know what makes it crazy that you said those names? Because now that you said them, automatically you hit the brain. When you said Tina Turner, Linda Ronstadt, I was like, wait, that I see a little Anna in there, especially Tina. But it's just like I'm like, wait a minute. So how long did you do that? Was this one-off? So did you constantly have to keep coming back and working? How was
No,
that?
I just do one thing and then Tony would keep it up with them because it was her gig.
Oh.
And she knew what I was doing because I was teaching her. So she knew what I was doing. She knew how to keep them on that level of what it was. But she wasn't sure what to do with it, and she liked my punking a lot. So she would say, they need a little something with your hands with the punking on them. And Manhattan Transfer I did that with. I worked
Mm-hmm.
with a lot of people.
Yeah, no. I mean, those of y'all who don't know these names, y'all look them up. We'll say it one more time. Tina Turner, rest in peace. Linda Ronstadt. These amazing artists. Manhattan Transfer. David Bowie. Hey. At what time, David Bowie? I'm interested in that. Oh, wow. It's cut off. Okay. So you guys have about a 3 hour live here. We already had a 3 hour live here. If it doesn't work like it did last time, meaning the recording, I already saved it. I'm screen saving it right now on another uh, tablet, and so it should work this time. Downloading it, it'll go straight to Brian Footwork Green. Um, Before we go, uh, is there any questions you guys have? Again, I'm not answering anything about house here, but I think this was great. And thank you guys for coming. Remember, send money to her and send money to myself. Let's pay people. Let's get into this mentality of starting to pay people for information. The internet has made it to where people believe information should be given to them for free, which is wrong because we do everything for pay now because we have to pay bills because of colonization and slavery. So let's mix it up a bit and evolve what we do. Put our money towards people that do things great for us. Put our money towards people that uplift us. Because we're all paying taxes into politicians and stuff that we know confuse us and do things that are oppressive to us. Let's put our money towards people like Anna that uplift us, that give us information about dance styles that have taken us out of depression, out of suicide, out of insecurities and stuff. Let's put our money towards people like that, people like this. You have to realize because people put so much money into negative energies that when people do great things like this, the negative energies easily attack those people. So we have to now put more power into the loving and powerful and productive energies so that they grow and drown out the negative energies. She requested again, so we're going to try her one last time. And that's it, everybody. Because this back is killing. The back hurts. Last time, Anna, because if you cut off this it, the back is on fire right now.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a hip injury, so I have this back is on fire right now. So
my feet are killing me. I've been standing the whole time.
I know that's why I'm not trying to continue this live. I know you got to be in pain right now. So I guess that is the last question. So do you want to end out with anything? If no one else is asking a question, I think because honestly, you said a lot in this live that I think a lot of people have to digest. And this live is going up straight to the Brian Ford Green page, so you can see it yourself whenever you want. If you want me to download and make a copy for you, I'll send it to you. But for sure, I think people are digesting because, you know, I think for a lot of people, the shock, yeah, the shock is, I think for a lot of people, they have to be honest. They just ran and taught something they weren't supposed to teach and they didn't know. And I know, yeah, and for me, I was very honest about not knowing and backing out for 13 years. No one had an excuse. I think the biggest thing for me problem is people couldn't do what I was teaching. So when you came and they couldn't do what you were teaching, how did they start teaching? I don't know. I mean, it's a confusing thing right there. It's very confusing.
What I don't quite understand is they wouldn't tell other people, you got to learn from Anna. That's who I studied from or any of that. They just say, you know, Anna teaches. They don't do that. It's like they all wanted to claim what they had so they could do their thing. And I just was hoping they'd come back to grow with it, but they didn't. So
I'm proudly say I take pride from Anna and will continue because she is a legacy. One, because I just love women dances. My mom was my first teacher, period. And so we are masculine, feminine. We're sperm and egg in the body. So, you know, it's important to learn both sides.
Yeah.
Anna is a rare, detailed, very gifted dancer and teacher. And y'all who don't, those who really want to learn, go learn with people like this. Like, really learn. There's nothing wrong with learning. You're not going to, you might die tomorrow. Who knows? I don't know. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about people in general. But if you don't die tomorrow, keep learning. Keep learning. That's the beauty.
The more you learn, the more you find yourself. That's the key. You understand? The more you learn, the more freedom you have to be yourself.
Yes.
And you can grow and advance it and keep it going and add things to it. But you can't add if you don't know what it came from. I do the twist move. There's a twist move you do with a twist. Just like the twist, you know? Yep. You twist, you go up and you whack, right? People go, what is that? I said, it's the twist. What do you mean the twist? I said, back in the 60s, you don't know? Go online, look at the twist, learn that, and you can do the move. But if you don't know that, how are you going to know the twist? You see, you got to have the roots to understand where they grow. But you're the ones that can help it to grow.
That's right.
At the same time, you know? Let's all grow.
So everybody, we see y'all June 6th and 7th at the event in San Antonio, Texas. I'll put the flyer at the end when I finish this and save it down. Everybody, thank you to Anna Sanchez.
Thanks, everybody.
Love you, girl.
Guys, girls, anything, any age. Little kids I teach differently up to the age of 15. When you're 16, I will teach you what I'm doing, but I have kids stuff that I do too.
Ow. So you hear that, parents, bring your children. Love you, Anna, and I got something to talk to you about after we get off of this. It's something I need to talk to you about. But we'll do that. Love you guys. See everybody.
Love you guys.
All right.
Thank you so much. It's late, but I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Always ask questions still. You can still ask me questions, you know, later on. And
yes, and is it okay to give is it okay to give your email out to other people? Is it okay to give the
email, Facebook? Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, and
they gotta say where they got it from. They gotta say where they got it from.
Okay, so say where you got the email from. I'll put an email out there on the Instagram. Y'all just make sure y'all say where you got it from so she knows who y'all are. And you can actually contact her on her Instagram as well.
Facebook too.
All right.
Bye.
Goodbye, Anna. Love you, girl. See you. All right.
Great to see everybody.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.